The halfway point in the season, things are going okay, and we've got Scottish Cup third round tie today. Let's go and play it. Hey there folks, I'm Nick from SonickFM and welcome back to Sons of the Rock. Today, two games coming up for you, two big games. First up, we have the Scottish Cup third round tie away to Livingston, and then we are away to Falkirk in the league. Since yesterday's episode, where we left off with that 4-3 defeat to Falkirk, we then lost to Partick Thistle. It was at this point players came to me and said that they weren't happy with the dressing room atmosphere, which, to be fair, was pretty bad. We fiddled about a little bit with the tactics and managed to turn it around a little, kinda. So we then beat Cove Rangers 3-2. Kevin Hanratty getting back on the score sheet there after his 2 goals against Falkirk. We drew 2-2 with Montrose. We then absolutely thumped East Fife 4-2. Hanratty again getting a double there. Melito starting to go on the score sheet as well, as you can see. Drew 1 each with Airdrieonians. And then in the Scottish Cup second round, destroyed East Stirlingshire 5-1. Hanratty getting 4 there, and Alito again getting on the score sheet. We then played Forfar, beat them 5-1, but we just lost 2-1 to Peterhead. Peterhead, who at the time were second bottom of the table, but that win has taken them up to 7th. And this is how the league table looks. 13 games played, we're in 4th place. 19 points from 13 games. 5 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. And we're trying to keep in touch with Montrose and Falkirk ahead of us. That's why the Falkirk game is such an important game. Because if we can get a positive result there, that's going to cut that gap to 3 points between ourselves and Falkirk. And hopefully, depending on the East Fife result, it's going to help to open up a bit more of a gap there as well. We did have a 4-point gap between ourselves and Airdrieonians, who, as you can see, lost to Partick Thistle in their game. If we had won our game against Peterhead, that would obviously be a 6-point gap to East Fife now as well. Injuries, Adam Devine's still out. He's still going to be out for about another 4 months. And Denny Johnson is out for the next 6 weeks as well. As you can see, our tactic has changed. So we've gone from the 4-2-3-1 and we've switched to a 4-2-4 with 2 wide men. It was just, I don't know, we just didn't seem to be, I don't know if it was we weren't creating enough or we just, I don't know, I can't put my finger up quite on what was going wrong. But we had this tactic changed with a defensive midfielder. I moved the defensive midfielder. We had this tactic trained, with a defensive midfielder. I moved the defensive midfielder up front. So we were playing with 2 strikers. Have the 2 wide men fire crosses into the box for the 2 strikers. And have our 2 midfielders on a supporting instruction to help cover the middle of the pitch. And just reduce some of the attacking kind of instructions along the back as well. Just to try and make things a little bit more solid. And it seems to have worked for the most part. As we said, with the exception of that defeat to Peterhead, we've been pretty solid. I mean, Montrose are currently second in the table, so a draw against them, they were third at the time. Not too bad. Airdrieonians, a little bit disappointed with that result. Felt we could have got something there with them being below us in the table. But we were away from home, so a draw against a team who are around about the same kind of level as us away from home is not the end of the world. The Peterhead game is the one that really, I don't want to say annoyed, but that was the disappointing one, because that's now twice we've lost to them. And the league, they beat us 6-4 away and then 2-1 at home. But with all that being said, we'll get into our Scottish Cup game now. And this is the team we're putting out for the game against Livingston. We have Zabra in goals, Kitongo, Weatherburn, McGeever and Wardrop at the back, Carswell and Gallagher in midfield, Elito and Frizzell are our wide men, with Richie Hostler and Hanratty as the 2 strikers. I am fully expecting to get beat here. Livingston are in the Scottish Premiership, so they're 2 leagues up above us, and if we do manage to get anything from it, it will be a bit of a miracle. So I'm not expecting to win, but I would like us to not get absolutely destroyed and to put in a decent performance, make a good account of ourselves. As I said yesterday in the introductory video, in terms of this season, I am looking at this season purely as a stabilising season where we try and get in some of the players. Richie Hostler was through there. They maybe done a bit better with the finish, but it's gone for a corner. I'll come back to my point in a second. Alito to take the corner, swings it in, but it's headed clear. And Gallagher does well to get to the loose ball and win a throw in. But yeah, this season I'm fully expecting to be a stabilising season where we can bring in 2 or 3 of our own players this season and a few loans just to try and build a bit of a core of the team. And then next season, it was offside, that's okay. And then next season, start to build to push into those playoff spots, maybe even an automatic promotion spot, depending on what kind of players we can bring in. As it stands, we're in a playoff spot, so can't really complain too much. And if we finish there, it will be a bonus. Alito trying to go into the end of the ball now, but it's back with Livingston, and they are attacking down the right-hand side. Ball comes into the box, and it's completely missed by our defender. I don't think the striker was expecting the ball to come to him. I thought he thought the defender was going to get the head to it, so he screws his shot wide. So far, so good, I would say. Looking at the match stats, we've probably been the better team. The highlights don't support that, because every highlight seems to be a Livingston highlight. As they play the ball over the top now for Robinson. Robinson gets a shot away, but Zabret does well to just block it away. As it comes in for a second time, and it's cleared away this time by Wardrope, only as far as the winger. Carswell gets in the way of the attempted through ball, and highlight comes to an end, but Livingston now have a free kick. Yeah, according to the match stats, we've been the better team. Every highlight seems to be a Livingston highlight, and what a double save that was from Zabret. Hold on, hold on. If you're not going to show us highlights, let's just see this again. I will create my own highlights. Free kick comes in from Holt. Zabret gets down well at the near post to save it. Guthrie down with the shot, and Zabret again to make the save. Excellent double save. However, the highlight's not over yet. That is now. As we come into the final couple of minutes of the half. And Livingston are starting to pull ahead now, according to the match stats, so that would explain why every highlight is a Livingston highlight. As the half-time whistle goes. Not too disappointed with the opening half. Pleased with how things are going. We've managed to hold Livingston at bay. We've not really created too much ourselves. Well, we've not had any highlights showing that. But we certainly didn't embarrass ourselves in that first half, although the keeper's just kind of embarrassed himself there. How did he let that in? Did that go across the goal? Was it near post? See it again. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. They didn't. And that's hit across the keeper. Suppose he's trying to make sure the ball doesn't go into his near post, but still, from that angle. And Livingston have another highlight now. Ball comes into the box from the right-hand side, and Scott Robinson, completely unmarked, in the centre of the box. A completely clear free header. Not even a clear header, a free header. Where is our defence? McGeever, you were far too slow there. You were caught sleeping. Right. There's a few players not playing particularly well, so it's substitution time. Gallagher, you can come off. I really wish I could terminate your loan because you have not been good at all. Hanratty, you've not been particularly good, so we're going to bring on Crossan for you. Can you play as... You're better as advanced forward, so we'll keep you there. McCluskey, we'll leave you for now. That's all we're going to do just now. As we come into the 65th minute. And we're going to try and encourage the team a little bit more. Carswell with the clearance, but it's blocked by Holt. And a very dangerous tackle there. Could easily have been a penalty. But it is Livingston coming forward again with it. Wedderburn gets ahead to it, and Alito has it on the left-hand side now. He's driving forward. Got 2 men ahead of him, but he drops it back to Forbes. Forbes gives it wide to Kitongo. Kitongo's got Alito inside him if he wants to use him. And he chooses to try and cross with the man standing directly in front of him. Probably not his best decision. And Livingston make it 3-0. Could see that goal coming. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen. I mean, a 1 or 2-0 is respectable. 3-0 starting to border a little bit on ridiculous. I'm going to move Alito into midfield and bring McCluskey on for Carswell. And put Church on for... No, can only make 3 substitutions in the Scottish Cup apparently. And that used to be able to make 5 in the league. I just assumed the Scottish Cup would be the same. I should probably have checked that. Okay, last 5 minutes coming up. And it's a highlight. Going to be for us? Nope. It's going to be Livingston, as Robinson has it on the left-hand side. Gives it back to Sibbald. Sibbald plays it over the top for the striker, and the striker's through, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And that's Matej Poplatnik. He grabs his, I think that's his second of the game. And it's 4-0 now to Livingston. This just goes to show how much work we actually have to do in terms of building the team. Even if we finish in the playoff spots this year, I'm not 100% sure that getting promoted is going to be the best thing for us. Obviously, the higher up the league we finish, the more prize money we get at the end of the season, which is always going to be good. I motivated them by saying the performance was pleasing. I mean, it wasn't particularly, I just thought it would be nice to them because it was Livingston we were playing. Obviously, the higher up the league we finish, the more prize money we get, which is always going to be good. That will help with the overall balance and increases the transfer budget and wage budget, etc. But I don't think we're ready, even for the next, for League One, for the Championship, sorry. I think we're barely ready for League One, never mind the Championship. And we're back now with the team for the game against Falkirk. A couple of changes. So first off, we've got Zabra in goals, then Kitongo, Wedderburn, McGeever and Mordrup at the back. Carswell and Frizzell's coming back into midfield. Alito and Richie Hosler are the wide men, with Crossan and Hanratty as the strikers. One thing I did notice, because we've had a couple of poor results, the dressing room atmosphere has absolutely plummeted again. So it seems to be that if we go on a run of, you know, three or four good results, the atmosphere shoots up. Then the minute we have a couple of bad results in a row, it just absolutely plummets. So not the strongest dressing rooms mentally, although Hanratty trying to go on to the end of a ball from Zabret there. Carswell has it in midfield though. He plays it over the top for Hanratty. He was in a race with the goalkeeper to get there, and the goalkeeper won. But Hosler has it on the right now. Trying to find Frizzell inside him, but it's intercepted by the Falkirk player on the left. And what a tackle that was. You are joking. It was never a penalty. He won the ball cleanly. Just about to say what an excellent tackle it was. So, Sports Interactive, I know you're not watching and you're probably never going to see this, but my suggestion for one of the changes for Football Manager 22 is the tackling animations in the match engine. Because far too often you see a tackle like that where the ball is clearly won. Obviously not cleanly won, but clearly won. And it goes down as a penalty, and then you get a tackle where the player clearly goes down and plays waved on, as Falkirk extend their lead. 15 minutes in, and we're 2-0 down. This is not good. Morrison cut inside, tackle there from Weatherburn, which to me, that seems more like a foul, that tackle, than the one for the penalty. However, encourage the team, try and cheer them up a bit. A couple of players not playing particularly well. One of the things I'm noticing is, although this season was supposed to be the kind of stabilising season, as I was talking about during the last game, I think during the summer we're going to need a complete rebuild. Because there's a couple of the loan players brought in have just completely missed the mark. And a couple of the signings, well, there was only 2 signings, the rest were loans. Devine can't really comment on, because he was playing well and then got himself injured for most of the year. Richie Hosler is ridiculously inconsistent. He sometimes will have a great game, sometimes he'll have terrible games. More often than not, recently it seems to be terrible games. Gallagher has been absolutely terrible as Falkirk, and that's another penalty. Why are we all of a sudden giving away so many penalties? And Ratty's been decent, but again, inconsistent. He'll go on little runs where he'll score a goal or two over 3 or 4 games and then nothing for another 3 or 4 games. This is getting ridiculous. 2 penalties we've given away. Alito, I don't know if he's just because he's not bedded into the team or what, but he's not been good enough. Zabret's been okay. He's not really had much help from the players in front of him, to be fair to him, but he's been okay. He's probably been the only one that we could say has actually been decent. We've won a corner here, and it is Alito to take it. Corner comes in, and there is absolutely nobody there. There should be 2 men on that front post. Where were they? Right, substitution time. Kane Richie Hosler, you are having a shocker. McCloskey can come in for you. Frizzell, you are not playing well. Forbes can come in for you. And that'll do for now. As we try to pull something back. Throw in now Forbes with it on the right hand side. His cross is blocked, but it comes to Carswell, back to Forbes. He gets it in, and Hanratty's there this time, but he's offside. I'm beginning to think these players are just camera shy. Because in between episodes, we play well, we get wins. And this is the 2nd episode in a row where it's going to be 2 defeats, and 2 quite heavy defeats. As Weatherburn, I don't know what he was doing there, completely misses the ball and allows Miller in to score to make it 4-0 to Falkirk. Now, one of the things I haven't considered with this save is obviously it's a 1-team save. It's taken at Dumbarton from League One obscurity to Champions League glory. What if I get sacked? That's something really going to need to consider, especially if we continue to play like this. At the moment, the board are happy because they're only looking for a mid-table finish, so don't really need to worry about it too much at the moment. Why did you stop running? Why? You could have got there before him. McCluskey with the ball in midfield now. He's coming forward trying to make something happen. Tries to find Alito outside him, but Alito can't keep a hold of it. Kitongo does well to win the ball back though. He gets a ball into the box, but it's headed clear by the defender, although the animation didn't really show the defender heading it, but it must have been. Throw in now on the left hand side from Kitongo. Trying to find Alito, but it's headed clear. Carswell has it now though. Gives it to Forbes. Forbes plays it over the top looking for Hinrati. And that was the opportunity to pull a goal back. Hinrati's not played well today. Crossan's really not playing well up front. Problem is, I don't really have any other strikers. And everybody's disenchanted. Right. Let's go and see how that leaves things. So, at the end of the episode, and a rather disappointing episode at that, we are out of the Scottish Cup, but we got to the third round, which is what the board wanted, so I'm not really too disappointed. And again, it was against Livingston, team 2 leagues above us. Still sitting 4th in the league. There is a big gap opened up now, 9 points between ourselves and Montrose and Falkirk in 3rd and 2nd respectively, and it's only a point between ourselves and Peterhead in 5th now. Okay, so we will come back tomorrow. No, we won't. We'll come back on Tuesday. This video's going out on Friday, yeah. So yeah, Friday. This goes out on Friday, so we'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll be back probably with the last couple of games of the season. We'll play through the rest of February into March, and then come back for the Peterhead Clyde games at the end of the season. And that wraps up today's episode, and another 2 disappointing results there. But don't forget, if you did enjoy the video, then feel free to hit the like button down below, and while you're there, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any videos going forward. And as always, thank you very much for watching.